senior too, and I still need the stool. So before I start, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Remember the number 460. Got that? 460. So, what's the number? Okay, awesome. So just remember, I'm counting on you. I'm going to need it later. So the truth is, I can't get very far all by myself. And I didn't quite understand what it meant when I was about 5 years old, and my sister told me I was stubborn. I thought it was another word for stupid, so I just kind of took it that way and got pretty offended. But I get it now, and you were right. Up until last year, I didn't accept any form of help whatsoever. Independence was my makeshift middle name. I thought I should do everything by myself because eventually everybody would have to. And I didn't want to bother anybody for help because I thought I would just be annoying. But that was wrong. There have been so many songs about getting by with a little help from your friends or having somebody to lean on, or just the Beatles' Help. So right now, I want to talk about help. Recently, Mr. Van Nostrand told me that, ironically, the greatest leaders are those who aren't afraid to ask for help. And we all hit a wall in our lives at some point, but the wall isn't the problem. It's how we choose to get over that wall that can be the issue. So we can either choose to keep running into that wall all by ourselves, or to ask for a boost and see the path ahead of us. Help is always offered, even when you don't want it sometimes, and sometimes by people who you might not want it from. But all you can do is accept it. You can get so much further with other people by your side. When you're running a race, do you run faster and further when you're by yourself, or when there's a crowd cheering you on? Or when you meet someone new, is it easier to talk to them one-on-one, or with a group of friends? All I can say to you is this: you can do anything on your own, but it would be a whole lot easier with somebody by your side. So like I said, I used to never ask for an extra hand, especially when I was carrying heavy stuff in and out of the house, even when I could feel my back start to give out. I hated taking more than one trip up and down the stairs because I skip leg day every day, so that's not my strongest suit. So recently, when we were moving, I decided to carry a big box, about this big, full of expensive glass china, wearing flip-flops. My mom looked pretty concerned. She said, "Are you okay? It looks heavy. You sure you don't need help?" And all I could do was pick it up and go like, "Yeah, don't worry, I got it. So, I tripped. The box fell, and a huge lump formed in my throat. What did I do? I packed it up and carried it out to the car like nothing happened. Nobody saw, no harm, no foul. But when we got to the house and my mom opened the box, I just looked away. And I hummed to myself like it was no big deal. Then I heard a gasp. A plate was broken. So I put on my best surprise expression. What? A plate broke? Luckily, it was just that one plate, so nothing else. By the way, Mom, I'm sorry you had to hear about it this way. I just couldn't deal with the embarrassment. Honestly, I probably would have felt less embarrassed if I had just asked for help at the time. Or I could have worn different shoes and everything would have been fine. Like, the point is, I made a mistake. I tried to get over that wall all by myself, when I should have just asked for support. Thank goodness I learned from it, or else I wouldn't have been able to get over my pride and might not have been standing here today. So, if you ask Mr. McFarlane about my chemistry journey last year, he would laugh. Then he would say, "Oh, Kristen was much better in that course than you were." But then he would tell you that I kept asking questions and asking for help instead of getting frustrated on my own. And even though asking questions persistently in his class probably drove him crazy, it worked. At this school, there is so much support from your peers and your teachers that it really does epitomize the saying, "We're all in this together." Whether you're struggling in math or you're learning a new instrument, there's always somebody to help you. The prefect theme this year focuses on diversity and unity. We are all here for the same reason, to achieve our own personal goals. But how do we do that? We call on others for a different point of view or others who have different strengths than we do to help us out. It makes us stronger as a whole, stronger than we could ever be by ourselves. We only have two hands to lift up the boulder. What I love about Appleby is the amount of diversity within the community. You really only need to walk from the Nicholas Art Center to the arena to go from artists to hockey players, or from musicians to scientists. And I think that's so great and so important. Within 60 acres, over 700 students are doing different things all at the same time. And we're all connected with each other. You and I are connected. Some of you might think that's unfortunate, and I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Don't know what I'm talking about? Think about it this way. Think about your favorite color. You are that color. All the different qualities that you possess have their own color that mix to make your own personal color. I'm sorry, I didn't really have a thesaurus when I was writing that. You have your own unique identity, and nobody else is just like you. Red and green, blue and orange, purple and yellow. For those of you who don't really know the color wheel that well, these are complementary colors. In other words, they're polar opposites. So they're on the other side of the color wheel. Why? They have nothing in common. So why is the word complement in its name then? Because when you put them beside each other or mix them a little bit, they work. Even though they're so different, they have all the colors in between them, which makes a connection. Appleby is a color wheel. We each have our own color, totally opposite from some, or so close to another, it looks the exact same, almost. But whatever your color is, you are connected to everyone in this entire school and everyone in the world. So think about your favorite color again, and imagine trying to paint the sky. The sun is going down, and you see blue, dark blue, a bright orange, a pink, a deep red, and maybe a soft yellow. But you don't have all these colors, so you need other people. You need other people. It's hard to admit most of the time, but you do. If you're purple, for example, you need a yellow. So you have to work your way through the color wheel to find a yellow nearby. In other words, start talking to someone that you share qualities with, and then branch off. Talk to people that they know who have different qualities than you. Then you can find what you're looking for. So what do you gain by doing this? You're growing your color wheel, expanding your circle. By doing this, you're granting yourself access to a variety of people who are there to support you in what you want to achieve. So I just have to ask you, what's the number? 460. Okay, just checking. So having connections and a support net is extremely important in trying to reach your goals. When you fail, and sometimes you will, they will be there to catch you and spring you right back up. It could be a huge pep talk, just a hug, or this is my favorite, just food. Okay, so this applies to all of you. You too, faculty. Raise your hand if you would help me. Okay, thank you. So this is why I love each and every one of you. By volunteering to help me, you're showing your willingness to not just help me, but to help everybody else in this chapel. If you're in need of assistance, you can call on anybody here. All of you in senior school, faculty at the back. And I couldn't really see if my family raised their hands, but if they did, you can hit them up too if you want. But like I said before, you can do anything on your own, but it would be a whole lot easier with someone by your side. Through the connections you already have and those you're going to make, you can achieve more than you think because you have more hands to support the boulder. So make those bonds stronger by either asking for help from someone different or giving it to someone else. Don't be stubborn like I was. If we all ask for help, it won't be so hard. So I want to leave you with 2 challenges this year. One is to reach out to someone new and offer your help just like you did for me. Expand your color wheel and put it to use. Who knows? By helping someone who's struggling with the tray in the dining hall grab a spoon and sitting with them while they eat, you could bond over your love or hate for breakfast for lunch. Now 2, go to someone for help whether you think you need it or not, because you probably do. Talk to your friend, your family, a peer counselor, a teacher, or just anybody that you look up to. If you're like me, sometimes you just want a hug and your teddy bear won't cut it. So you can do anything on your own, but it would be a whole lot easier with somebody by your side. We're all different, but same, in a good way. So, I need your number right now, so please rise and sing hymn number. Thank you.